In today's video, I want to talk about the 3 P's that will help you become more confident in front of the camera. Hi, my name is Sabine Quenberg, founder of Communication Coaching Center. I have been teaching camera confidence and confidence on stage and in front of audiences for years. And now I am working with entrepreneurs just like you who really want to become more confident in sharing their message and their services online. So here we go. The first P stands for prepare. It might seem simple, like, oh yeah, you should prepare. But let me go into a little bit more detail of what that looks like. Preparation is a huge part of being more confident, period. For you, if you want to prepare your presentation or your message that you want to share on camera, the first thing that you need to do is writing things down. Now, with that said, it may look different for everybody. It depends on your experiences, and it depends on how often you have talked about this topic. First of all, pick the topic. Second, what do you want to achieve with talking about this topic? Do you want to teach? Do you want to share a message? Do you want to share your story? That is the first thing that you need to decide. Second, now you write down bullet points. So for example, in today's video, I have 3 points that I want to share with you. So I wrote them down so that I don't forget. And the first one I showed you. My first P was prepare. And then you can also put under those bullet points extra points that you want to talk about to stay on topic. Well, if you, for example, are not as familiar with your topic yet, you haven't presented it a lot of times that you can just speak freely like I do right now, then you want to actually write each sentence. And that is the number 1 preparation. Let me share with you how I used it. I am not afraid to speak in front of the camera or in front of an audience. But when I started Toastmasters International, the first presentation that you have to do is your icebreaker. Basically, telling your audience about yourself. And it's not hard to do, but you have to stay in a specific time frame, which is between 4 and 6 minutes for your icebreaker. And on top of that, you want to make sure that you bring the most important things across to your audience. So I actually wrote the script. Everything that I wanted to say. Now, you have 2 options when you write a script. You can either use a teleprompter. While you're recording, the text will appear on your screen and you can read it. Although caution, you still have to practice because you want to make it sound as natural as possible. Or the second option that I prefer, of course, as my background as actress, I always had to memorize my script. Memorize your script. And then, of course, and that is my second part that I'm going to work with you and talk about, practice. Once you have prepared everything, you wrote down your bullet points, you know exactly what you want to talk about, and you prepared everything, camera is set up right, light is set up right, then you go to the practice part. Practice means go over it several times. So if you have a teleprompter, just practice with the teleprompter until it sounds natural and not like you reading from a teleprompter. Or if you have actually prepared a script, you practice that script over and over and over again until it's memorized pretty much. Now here's the thing. When you start hitting record and you start speaking like what you have written down, but you may have forgotten that one sentence and you phrase it a little bit different, that's okay. You don't have to memorize everything by word. You may have had it memorized, but when you start speaking, you may switch up a couple words. That's okay. But you see, what you did when you memorized the script, you got very familiar with the topic. And that makes you more confident, right? And you feel that confidence. And that also comes across on camera. And let me also share with you, when I was an actress and I did not prepare as good as I should have, and opening night was just around the corner, I started getting nightmares. Oh, what happens if I forget my text, if I forget my script? Ooh, what happens? And those nightmares, you stand on stage and no word comes out. Ooh, it's bad. And of course, it's because you haven't prepared enough. And that's when we get scared. That's when our confidence goes down. That's why I say prepare and then practice. Practice your script. Or practice the bullet points. If you only have bullet points, still practice it before you hit record. So you feel more confident in presenting. And then the last bullet point is present. My last P stands for present. All right, what does that mean? If you have never presented before, if you have never talked in front of an audience or camera and you feel awkward, there are a couple things that you want to do to get ready when you hit the record button or when you hit go live. Again, going back to preparation, we already have the bullet points all set out. We practice that. But another thing to prepare before you hit start is preparing your muscles. And there are a couple exercises that you can do to prepare your muscles to warm up like this. Okay? And warm up your voice before you present. And that is, do a couple vocal exercises. Ma 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 ma, ma me mi mo mu. Okay, or those kind of exercises will help you. And when you present, now that you prepared, you're warmed up, make sure that you bring in a vocal variety. Vocal variety is very important. And I'm going to share like 4 things in vocal variety with you. So you see, these are my sublines under my topic presentation. It is speed. Make sure that you're not talking too fast. Oftentimes when we're nervous, we talk very fast, and then sometimes we can swallow some of the words. That's not good. People are like, oh, what did she say? Or you perhaps speak too slow and have to think about a word that will also lose audiences. Second point, the tonality. Are you monotone? Everything on one line, everything that you speak, you don't have really vocal variety. You go up, not up, and you go not down, maybe just a little bit. So way too monotone that can put your audience to sleep. Unless you are giving a presentation or a talk that are supposed to put your audience to sleep, then you want to keep your tone down and low and keep it a little bit on the monotone side. But if not, you want to get variety in there. Sometimes your voice goes up and sometimes your voice goes down. It's like singing, right? We want to make sure that it has a variety in there and there are different notes in there. And speaking is the same thing. Number 3, put in pauses. Yes, put in pauses. That sometimes get your audience to maybe get a little bit closer, right? And then make sure that you have different volumes. Sometimes you can speak a little bit louder, and sometimes you want to bring your voice down. Again, that gives a little bit more vocal variety into it. And then, of course, your body language. Your body language in your presentation is also huge. Even when you're sitting like I am right now, I sit up. I'm not slouched forward. I'm not leaned back. I'm not slouched forward. I'm tall. That gives me that strong presentation, the sitting stance, so to speak. And if you stand, make sure that you have that stance. Plant your feet into the floor and stand up straight. So those are my tips. Number 1 is preparation. Prepare. Write down your script. Write down your bullet points. Warm up your facial muscles. Do some exercises to warm up. Maybe do some jumping jacks, even to warm up your body. Second is practice. Practice your script. Practice your bullet points to a point that you feel really comfortable. And then the last is present. And that is how you present. What is your vocal variety? And how is your body language? So if you work on those 3 topics, I can promise you feel more confident presenting your message and your presentation.